So how many of you recognise that beast of a truck behind us? Yep, I'm here at Campervan Culture. It's been a little while since you've seen an update on the big green Crafter. I'll be honest with you, not a huge amount has changed. I think in the last update you saw that we had loads of stuff in there because we were redoing our garage, plasterboarding it and all that kind of stuff. That is now finished, thankfully. So we can now properly crack on with this. But the reason I'm here at Campervan Culture is because we are having a custom roof rack fitted. Now, me and Lizzie have followed Campervan Culture for many years. Really inspiring trips that they do in this big truck and also their Synchro T25 as well. So let's go and speak to Jed from Campervan Culture and get the lowdown on why we are going custom with the roof rack. So here we are, Campervan Culture, and we're having a custom roof rack fitted on the Crafter.
That's right. So welcome to our humble abode. This is where we work. This is the CVC hangar. Nice to have you with us.
It's awesome.
So what we're going to do, we're going to make Sean's roof rack a bit special. As many of you know, with the Crafters and the MAN TGEs, front runner only do a certain size tray length. We've worked out how to extend them, basically an infinite size, so we can do them as long as you want. You can do cut out for skylights if you want to, all that sort of stuff. This will be the first one that we're going to do. There's actually an extended width as well, so pretty excited about that. But we make everything up from parts. Actually, we don't buy these in.
Why are we going extended width? What's the benefit of that?
Well, as you look up along the side of a Crafter or an MAN TGE, it kind of like bulges out in the middle. It's a really weird shape, and we also recommend that you have to have, like, luckily you got them done, is the OEM rails, so that leaves it flat, the roof, because it's got like an aerodynamic shape. It's tricky.
Yeah, I've noticed that you can see like the back, the rails protrude out, don't they? Whereas they're hidden at the front. So
and you can't rest a ladder up against the rack, because the standard racks or the racks that you buy are too far in. So we extend it at the back and put a little platform, and will all become apparent.
Awesome! Can't wait
to crack on.
Let's do it.
We've got Mike helping us here at Chef Campers. He seasonally jumps in and helps us out with stuff when we need it, which is quite often these days. So the story of the rack is there's two end combined slat sections which have got this side profile running along those. They're the strong ones, and the bits, this is the bit we've worked out how to extend. So what we have to do, we have to machine part of this, and then that gives us the extra length. And then the width, obviously, this is the new wider sections that we're using that aren't available, I don't think, at the minute, only through us, I think. But yeah, we'll start measuring and chopping and getting this right. extending these trays and doing these special builds for people, what we do, we've designed our own feet. because we found that in this application, not a standard front runner application, because they're great, the standard ones, we found that they were very small, the feet very shallow. It's an absolute nightmare trying to do up the bolts. It's almost impossible in some cases. So we've developed these stainless steel brackets. Now what happens, if you look on every tray, there's a slotted bit which takes an M8 bolt, and the head slots in there and it doesn't turn. And then what that allows is for us to put our bracket on there. Obviously we'd put one there too, like so, and then washer, nylon, and then we've got these fixings that we have that go in the OEM rail, and then what happens there is that that slots in the rail upwards from the van, and then they fit like so, and then the nut goes on there. And the beauty of these being you can undo that very easily. To get access to that nut, super easy, and you can just slide it about or adjust it whenever you want. Same with this, it's very easy just to fit them up. So that's what those brackets are about. Right, so what we're going to be doing, part of the reason why Sean was keen on this rack is for the solar setups that we do. We wanted it neat, obviously, we wanted it to look good, and most of all we wanted high quality. Now the panels that we're using, this is something I struggle to get through to people sometimes with pricing on panels and quality of panels. And why some people get confused why something, they go on watts, so these are 180 watts each. People look for a 180 watt panel, eBay for example, and think, well, why can I buy one for 200 quid, where ours are like way more expensive than that. But it's down to the volts that the panels run on. Now these give out, run at 47.5 I believe. So if it's giving out that much voltage, you buy a 12 volt panel because you think your system runs on 12 volt, you need a 12 volt panel, which you don't, because the volts go through a charge controller and that converts it to 12 volt. Actually with a 47.5 volt panel, you're getting a massive amount of extra power for the same panel size. So high quality is better. Look for volts, that's better. So the higher the volts you can get, the better, because your panel doesn't need to be as big. Otherwise, if we got like 12 volt panels, or maybe like 24 volt, whatever, this size, this whole roof rack wouldn't be big enough to take the panels that these two small ones are going to give out.
Yeah, so like Jed says there about the solar panels, when I was looking at solar panels, I must admit, I was just searching 12 volt because that's what I thought I needed, because we've got a 12 volt system on board. But yeah, it's all managed by the charge controller. So this is why you need to come to people like Jed who can sort it out for me.
The way we mount these panels is pretty clever. Again, there's an M8 bolt that goes on there, slots into the slot in the rack, and then these obviously go on the end there, which we're going to fix. And then what happens then, you can move these around anywhere you want, and then to lock them off, you just turn this eyelet, and then that's solid.
Campervan Culture, they've got this really neat pulley system, and there's no way I'd have been able to do this on my driveway. I'd have probably broken something very expensive, but this is great. They can just lift it up and then we'll drive the van underneath and plonk it on top.
We're going to work on the entry now for the cables from the solar into the van. We use Scan Strut range just because it's the best, we find the best. Up here is the usual range of Scan Strut items. They've been using like single cable entry glands which are really high quality and really very good. There's a multi one there which you could get a few cables in, but they've just done this new one. Designated for, or I guess tailor-made for solar applications. They're super nice, and it's a new product by them. I mean, I'll be honest, I've not had a chance to fit one yet, so I'm pretty happy that Sean's decided to go for this way, and quite frankly, why wouldn't you? Because it's brilliant. We're going to run the cable for the solar at the minute. We use MC4 connectors like most people. We crimp these on with a special tool that's just designated for MC4 connectors. So basically that's your connector, you pull it there, and there's a male and female side. Undo these and then you crimp these bits on, but I'll show you what to do. Just need to strip back your cable at the end, just to expose the wire, like that. So you've exposed the bit of cable at the end. Comes with these two connectors here, and they crimp on the end of there, like so. And that ensures that's properly crimped there, and that's never going to come off. This goes back on, goes with a little click, and then you tighten up the end, and that is how you make a proper MC4 connector join. Right, we're going to now connect up these two panels. Pretty simple actually. We're going to use these MC4 branch connectors that we do. Really simple. So these are the cables going into the van. I showed you how to crimp those on earlier on. All this is really very easy to do. So all you do, you connect the MC4 branch connector to that. And then these are very easy to undo as well. You just pinch them there and they come undone. Okay, this is the front panel. And this here is the rear panel. So all you need to do is connect that to there, and then that one to there, and then that one to there. And this one goes to there. Now the reason we do this is because it's easy and it looks professional and it's a proper job. Also, what we do when we fit the panels using the tie down eyelets that we showed you earlier on means these can be removed. You can park the van in the shade. You can plug an extension lead from there, running down, and then put these out in the sun so the inside of your van's cool, but you're still harvesting the sun's rays. It also means you can angle your solar panels at the sun from like 6 AM and get rays rather than wait until 12. But let's get all this buttoned up now and see how the final fit looks.
Can those eyelets be used as like tie points as well?
Yeah, that's what they're for. Don't worry too much if you haven't got any sort of special tools, because you could even use a tent peg just to tighten it up. Just kind of lock it off with something like that.
Okay.
And there's a nylon washer under there. But yeah, we'll get those on and you can just slide them all over the place. Pretty good like that.
Yeah, cool. Well, there we have it. The roof rack is on and it looks absolutely amazing. It's perfect. It starts just after the skylight, and then nice bit of overhang at the back so I can easily put a ladder up against there. And there's even some ladder guides on there as well. So once you put the ladder against the roof rack, it's not going to slip sideways. Yeah, it's so good. Got two solar panels up there, both 180 watt, really powerful voltage on them as well. That Jed told us all about, so plenty of juice. Just need to get it connected up to some batteries now. But what do you think? It looks so cool, I think. Huge thank you to Campervan Culture. Make sure you check out their link in the description below, and also make sure you check out their adventures on their YouTube channel as well, which is also linked below. But yeah, huge thank you to Campervan Culture. Thank you so much for watching, and we shall see you in the next video.